University of North Dakota Department of Geography and Geographic Information Sciences, with the charming young director of the Dakota Science Center, Dr. Mrs. Munsky, who today is working with us, as you, to talk about a very important subject, soil. Now, if you go to the website, which is www.dakota-science.org, you will have access to the teacher resources. And if you go look at ag science, we have a 4-page handout for you to follow if you care to, so to understand a little bit more about the surface of our planet as it relates to soils. Now, the thing to remember is that soil is a mixture of minerals, organic matter, water, and air. And we find this is on the land surface. I'm a geographer. I work with people who are soil science specialists, and they are referred to as pedologists. And they look at how, when you dig down, you find, as you go past the organic layer all the way to the bedrock, you discover there are layers, banded layers of what we call horizons. Now, a layer of soil with properties that differ from the layers above or below it, that is a horizon. And we hope you will study your vocabulary well, because yes, we'd like to see you come to become an honor student at the exceptional UND Geography and Geographic Information Sciences program. Well, we're going to make our own soil profile. And we have to remember that when you download this handout, you want to start from the bottom up, okay? So the first thing you need to do is open up your sack and pull out your container. It's a 3-inch container that, thanks to Dr. Mrs. Munsky, she has already helped me mark this out. And so our bottom layer, about 1 inch of bedrock. Then we're going to have about a 1/2 inch of the regolith. Or did you want me to say topsoil? No, you'd want me to have said parent material. So be careful about your vocabulary, all right? So we're going to have then what comes above the parent or regolith? Yes, that little layer there, subsoil. Above the subsoil, we are going to find alluviation. And the alluviation is this layer here that is created by the breakdown of the topsoil and the intermixing with water and frost heave kinds of things, so that it is kind of in process. And then just above it, we're going to have our layer of topsoil. Topsoil to bedrock. And what are the levels again? Well, let's start. Take the bedrock And remember, we're not going to have a straight and perfect layers for our horizons. Okay? In fact, sometimes your bedrock isn't always quite. So there's a bedrock. Then what comes on top of the bedrock? Regolith, or parent material. And the regolith or parent material comes from the breakdown of the bedrock. And there are various processes that are involved in doing that. This next layer, remember, bedrock, parent material or regolith. What's that layer? Yes, subsoil. Whew, I was worried. So let's pour the subsoil in. Now we have a little alluviation. This is the leach soil from the topsoil. So we're going to put some alluviation. And when we say leached, that means water has percolated through it and taken the nutrients out of the topsoil and moved it down. Okay. All right. Yeah, we better have a little bit more alluviation. Okay. Topsoil. What color? This is, there are many colors for topsoil. This is an example of one of the black or Trinozomic, sometimes called mollisol soils. You see a lot of this in the Red River Valley of the North. If you went to the southeast United States, you would see topsoil that's very red in color. That means it has high iron content. And there are various colors all the way in between. All right. So let's get our topsoil. Okay, well, oftentimes the topsoil is going to be affected by what kind of organic material lays on top of it and influences formation. And there's climatic considerations and other types of, well, humans can influence soil creation by what we use with it. So let's put our organic matter. Okay. And now I'm going to put a cap on this. And so what are my layers again? At the very bottom, I have my bedrock. Above the bedrock, what do we have? Yes, I'm glad you're using the term regolith, but you could have used parent material too. Above the parent or regolith, yes, we're in the subsoil. And then our alluviation, and on this, we've got quite a lot of alluviation in this particular example. And above it, what do we have? Our topsoil. And then at the very cap, we have the organic. And if you look at this one, you can see that the layers kind of move around a little bit ways, because there is nowhere where horizons are actually so parallel to each other. You know, this is kind of interesting looking. I think maybe I'd like to seal this and use it as a paperweight. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this activity. remember, go back to www.dakota-science.org, and Dr. Mrs. Bunsky and I